Yes, CF family, we're here with Kay Ldn with another interview for you guys. How you doing, bro?
Bro, I'm doing good, man. Wallah. Yeah, obviously you know my name, SK London. My stage name. My name's actually Safe. Yeah, I grew up in North London, and yeah, man, I've been doing music for maybe 3 years or so, maybe 4, if I'm stretching it. But yeah, man, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm just yeah, I'm just on my pathway, you know. Yeah, essentially.
Now, SK, tell us a bit more how you started music and how you got into music 3-4 years ago.
Well, back in the day, I guess it started off with my mum kind of just playing music in the car. I guess just like coming back maybe from swimming, something like that. Maybe just from the park. Then we'll go home by car. You put on some radio, and I'll always be the one to be like just singing and stuff in the car. I'd be the only one, and I'd just be vibing to the music like all the time. And then I guess there was some parts of my life when I was younger, maybe like when I was like 11 or 10, when I started to really feel the music and I really wanted to be like, oh yeah, maybe I do kind of want to do what they're doing, you know. I kind of want to sing. I want to be on stage, get inspired by people like, when I was younger I was listening to people like Ed Sheeran, people like that, you know, like singers like Adele and all of that. See, when my mom would play in the car, I'd obviously have to vibe to you, but yeah, I don't really have a say in what songs to pick. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, man, it just started when in primary school I actually just decided to be like, you know what, let me just go on stage. They had a talent show thing, and I thought, let me just go on stage and let me just perform. And essentially that's what happened. So my first ever song that I performed on stage was at my primary school. I was actually singing, like not even doing the sort of like the UK like kind of scene. I was just doing like it was some X Factor one called James Arthur, and I was singing Impossible. That was the first ever one that I was singing. I was really bad, but at the same time I enjoyed myself. It felt right being on stage, being on that kind of, yeah. But yeah, man, that's how it started, and then eventually it grew into something more. Like then in the same, maybe like year 6, that was year 4 by the way, so maybe like in year 6 there was another talent show, and I was like, you know what, yeah, I had a good feeling last time, I want to do it again. So then yeah, I had my thing, I did my thing, and I think I was actually rapping this time, and I was singing as well, a bit of both. I was singing See You Again by Wiz Khalifa and Charlie Puth, yeah, that's the one. And yeah, that's essentially how I came up kind of from music, you know. It's just the proper like singers and the big time artists and that, and that's how I came up, I guess.
Growing up in North London, what inspired you to do music?
To be honest, to actually get into actually writing it myself and start recording, I guess it was just this thing where it kind of branched from primary school up until secondary school, where I had that feeling that I had before of just like the rush of like being on stage and doing all of that. And then I was thinking, you know what, I kind of want something that's creatively processed from me, that I made, all of it. And essentially the enjoyment of writing something down, say something to do with my life or something, kind of my younger years is kind of what inspired me to kind of get into actually recording and actually doing things like writing down stuff, yeah, and just being in the booth essentially.
So SK, what's your family background like?
So my mother is Lebanese. She grew up in Lebanon, born in Lebanon. My dad is Syrian. So yeah, there's a bit of Arab culture there. You know how it is. And yeah, essentially that.
And how's your relationship with your father?
Yeah, I mean, like, at the start it was kind of a tad rough, but in the end you start to like get to know, as you grow up, you start to bond, start to have like a relationship. Especially like growing up in UK and him growing up in like somewhere like Syria. Obviously it's 2 different places. You come up differently, and yeah, that's how you work on relationship like that. You just gotta build, talk, and all of that. But yeah, he had it a bit more rough than me though. So he was in Syria, and He's all about the hard life. So he came up when he was like 14, and he left home to provide for his family, and that just inspired me to like do more here. So yeah, he left when he was like 14, and he went to go work on a ship, and like he knew the mechanics, started learning, started to know the ins and outs of the business, and essentially he turned out to be like one of the top crewmates on the ship after a while, after he come up. And yeah, it's funny because the way that he came off that was he kind of just skipped. So what happened was he dropped off at the US at one point, and then he just kind of had an idea or had a plan. So what he did was he just asked his boss for money and just skipped, just left the ship without no one noticing. Took a taxi, started going down all the way to like places like New York and stuff like that. Built up his money from the ship and that, and just started living in the US. And that's essentially how he met my mother and that. So yeah, I respect that a lot, and that's another reason why I want to be so successful, is just because of him, and because he came all this way for me to be born, and for me to not do nothing, you know, just like it's a sad feeling, and I don't want to feel that feeling. So being someone more than that, successful, it's a real goal for me, and yeah, that's essentially that.
What would you say to people that say you look like Central C?
Is that what people think? I always had like Be Young acting, just because of that ponytail maybe. But nah, no one's ever told me that. But to them, I don't even see the resemblance still. but I'll take that as a compliment.
What artist now do you look up to when it comes to UK wavy swing?
I mean, like, the people that I got inspired by were people like Swarms, Be Young, people like, I'm trying to think, so basically what my secondary school, because my secondary school vastly kind of influenced me to like some of the music that I like for example people like Digga D, and yeah, it's just you know those vibey like wavy kind of tunes that I was really like in touch to, that I really liked, kind of stemmed from my past liking to music. So yeah, I guess those were the kind of artists. But especially moving away from the UK, I had a lot of inspiration from like the US type scene as well. For example, like people like Luke Hill, people like Juice WRLD, you know, the feels music, you know, the music that gets you like kind of like, oh right, that hit me, you know what I'm saying, those like type of vibes. People like Lil Uzi, yeah man, and those people, it kind of powered my ambition and inspiration to actually make something and become something, if you get what I'm trying to say. And yeah.
If you had a choice, what artists in the UK would you feature with?
I guess shit. Features. I can't lie. I'll probably do one with. I really want to do one with Be Young, actually, to be honest. I can't lie, it's been my like most bigger inspiration. So I guess to do something with him will probably be like amazing. Oh yeah, Dino, yeah, people like that. Yeah, there's one artist called Lil Max. Yeah, I can't like those. I mean, it's the Somali rap kind of thing. Yeah, it really is like kind of wavy and like harmonic and stuff like that. It really gets me like in the mood and stuff. People like Dave as well really inspired me to make like feels music, like to really lyrically kind of challenge myself.
If you wasn't doing music now, what would you be doing?
I'll probably be a teacher, but more specifically a PE teacher, just because I enjoy sports. Like, I'm an athletic person. Since young, I've always been like running around, like playing all types of sports, football, basketball, all of them. And yeah, just educating people, especially like these children, inspiring them, making sure that their dreams come true. Essentially, just getting them to where they need to be. If I wasn't wanting to do music, that's essentially what I'd be doing. Yeah.
How old were you when you made your first song, and how did you feel?
It was mixed. It was really, really mixed. But you had to think about it a lot. So you kind of like realize that it's a part of the process. So essentially, when making my first ever song properly, before actually like getting myself lyrically ready, essentially, what I was doing was just writing to a point where I felt like I was ready to make something, even though I knew that not everyone's first song is going to be good. Not everyone's first song is going to be good, and I knew that for a fact. So when making it, I didn't really have like a clear vision. I just kind of wanted to make something, have it there, and have it as a setting stone for things to come, so I can develop, get better and stuff like that. So yeah, when that came out, I was probably the most saddest day of my life, like, because a lot of man did not like it at all, like, and it was actually heartbreaking for me, because it was something that I really wanted to do. It was, music is like, in my mind, it's something that is my biggest dream, something that I really wanted to get to the top level of. And yeah, some people that you don't expect to kind of like talk down on something that you like kind of want to just be different, because essentially being different in some places people don't like. So yeah, it was very hard for me to take in all the feedback and criticism, but once you realize that that's a part of the process and that's how stuff works, essentially I was prepared to get that kind of feedback back, but I never knew that it would be so tearing down kind of way. But at the end of the day, you just gotta look at the positives. It's the first one, and you only get better from here. So yeah, that's essentially it.
Most memorable event growing up?
My most memorable event, probably be when what I can remember is when my grandma died. I can always remember. Yeah, I mean, I think that was it actually. When my grandma died, it was crazy because usually my dad's kind of always hard about stuff, and he's not the type to cry. But that was the first time that I saw it, and it really broke my heart essentially. And come to think of it, I barely have any family to say. I don't really have much cousins, and the cousins that I do have, we can't really fuck with that much, and we are told not to. So it's a small family, I guess. And yeah, I guess not having a lot of people to talk to kind of just like branches from that, because to see someone else go from the family is it's a bit upsetting.
What upcoming projects do you have coming up next?
Yeah, I got a few. I got like 15 in my notes. One's coming out tomorrow. It's called Mixed Feelings. A lot of people like it, so yeah, you can go check that out if you want. Official SK Ldn on my YouTube. And yeah, that's essentially that's the most recent one's coming out. It's coming out tomorrow. But essentially, I got like 15. I got 15 that are up and coming that I really wanna get to make and start to work on. And yeah.
Your fans really want to know, what's the realest shit that you've ever wrote?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it goes something like, feelings. I can't lie, when I hopped in the Benz, people done change because I lost all my friends. Need a better camera, I need a better lens to seek out the haters, always hopping on trends. Shawty wanna stay the night, but I can't really stay the night cause I got plans with my guys. You done changed and you say you be the same, but you're always late and you're always changing.